Welcome back to Demolition Worker. Today we tackle the massive hull of the majestic princess, exposing her hidden underwater secrets. This behemoth has finally been dragged completely onto the dry beach, leaving its vulnerable underbelly exposed to our heavy machinery. We are completely flipping the script today by launching a direct assault on the lowest section of this incredible vessel. Our primary targets are the enormous propulsion systems, including the gigantic rudders and the legendary Maritime bronze propeller blades today. The engineering team carefully assesses the structural integrity of the stern before we deploy the heavy hydraulic hammers and magnets. A massive hydraulic hammer is slowly maneuvered into position, ready to crack open the thick steel plating surrounding the rudder. The relentless pounding of the hydraulic hammer echoes across the shipyard as it brutally shatters the heavily reinforced exterior plates. Heavy chunks of rusted metal plummet to the ground, slowly revealing the complex mechanical skeleton hidden deep within the stern. Our powerful magnet excavators swiftly move in to clear the hazardous debris, ensuring a safe pathway for the specialized crews. The immense electromagnetic force easily grips the jagged steel fragments, pulling them away from the critical work zone with precision. With the outer shell removed, the massive rudder hinges are finally visible to the demolition crew standing on the sand. These giant steering mechanisms once guided the cruise ship across vast oceans, but now they face the ultimate dismantling process. The hydraulic hammer strikes the main rudder shaft, sending powerful shockwaves through the remaining steel structure of the decaying ship. Sparks fly into the air as metal grinds against metal, slowly breaking the stubborn connections that hold the rudder together. Another massive piece of the rudder system detaches and falls, creating a deep impact crater in the soft beach sand. The magnet excavator returns to scoop up the broken rudder pieces, tossing them into the growing scrap pile behind us. We must meticulously clear every single piece of scrap metal to provide safe access to the true prize hidden beneath. Deep inside stern, the enormous bronze propellers finally catch the sunlight, gleaming brightly against the dull and rusted steel. These legendary propellers weigh tens of tons each, representing a massive challenge for our experienced demolition and salvage crew today. Traditional cutting torches are completely useless against this massive thickness of solid bronze, so we must deploy advanced cold technology. The crew begins unpacking the diamond wire cutting equipment, which is the most advanced cold cutting technology available right now. This specialized cutting machine uses a continuous loop of wire embedded with industrial diamonds to slice through the hardest materials. Workers carefully thread the flexible diamond wire around the thickest part of the solid bronze propeller shaft under the hull. Securing the diamond wire requires absolute precision, because any slack could cause the expensive wire to snap during the operation. The cutting machine is bolted firmly to a stable steel platform, ensuring it remains completely stationary during the intense process. A dedicated water hose is positioned directly over the cutting zone to provide continuous cooling and wash away metal shavings. Without a constant flow of cooling water, the intense friction would instantly destroy the delicate diamond beads on the wire. The operator double-checks all safety connections before finally powering up the advanced diamond wire cutting machine on the beach. With a loud hum, the cutting machine roars to life, pulling the diamond wire tight against the massive bronze shaft. The wire begins spinning at an incredibly high speed, instantly biting into the tough maritime bronze with ruthless mechanical efficiency. A thick slurry of water and golden bronze particles flows down the shaft as the diamond wire slowly cuts deeper. This cold cutting method prevents any heat damage to the valuable metal, preserving the high quality of the salvaged bronze. The process is incredibly slow but absolutely unstoppable, smoothly slicing through the massive shaft like a hot knife through butter. Our crew closely monitors the tension of the spinning wire, making tiny adjustments to maintain the perfect cutting pressure constantly. The golden color of the exposed bronze shines brilliantly under the water spray, contrasting sharply with the dark ship hull. Hours pass as the diamond wire relentlessly chews through the thick, solid metal, inching closer to the center of the shaft. The cutting machine maintains a steady and rhythmic hum, echoing across the busy demolition site as the afternoon sun descends. Workers occasionally pause the machine to inspect the diamond beads, ensuring they remain sharp enough to finish this massive job. Everything looks perfect, so the operator restarts the spinning wire, continuing the slow and methodical amputation of the giant propeller. As the cut deepens, the enormous weight of the propeller threatens to pinch the delicate diamond wire inside the groove. To prevent the wire from snapping, a massive crane is brought in to support the heavy propeller from the top. Heavy lifting straps are carefully wrapped around the golden blades, securing the massive bronze structure to the towering crane hook. The crane operator gently takes up the slack, applying just enough upward tension to keep the cutting groove completely open. With the weight safely supported, the diamond wire cutting machine is pushed to its maximum speed for the final stretch. The golden slurry flows faster now, painting the sandy ground below with a sparkling layer of valuable metallic bronze dust. We are now more than halfway through the massive shaft, and the diamond wire continues to perform flawlessly without stopping. The sheer scale of this maritime engineering marvel becomes even more apparent as we slowly sever it from the ship. These massive bronze blades pushed the majestic princess through countless storms. But today they surrender to our advanced cutting technology. The hydraulic hammer team continues working on the opposite side of the stern, breaking down the remaining steel support structures. Their relentless pounding creates a chaotic symphony of destruction, blending perfectly with the high-pitched whine of the diamond wire. Huge chunks of the secondary rudder system finally collapse onto the beach, sending another massive cloud of dust into the air. The magnet excavator quickly returns to the scene, eagerly snatching up the newly fallen steel scraps to keep the area clear. Every ton of steel we remove brings us one step closer to complete dismantling the stern of this majestic vessel. Back at the propeller shaft, the diamond wire has nearly reached the other side of the incredibly thick bronze cylinder. The operator carefully slows the machine down, preparing for the critical moment when the massive propeller finally breaks completely free. Tension fills the air as the crew steps back to a safe distance, watching the final millimeters of metal vanish. The crane operator stands by with intense focus, ready to bear the full weight of the massive bronze propeller blade. Suddenly, the diamond wire breaks through the last remaining sliver of bronze, completing the incredibly clean and precise cold cut. A loud metallic groan echoes from the hull as the massive propeller fully separates from the main internal drive shaft. The towering crane instantly takes the massive load, its thick steel cables groaning under the immense weight of solid bronze. Slowly and majestically, the giant golden propeller is lifted away from the rusted hull, catching the bright afternoon sunlight beautifully. The sheer weight and incredible beauty of the salvaged bronze creates a truly powerful conclusion to this intense mechanical operation. The crane carefully swings the massive propeller over the beach, moving it toward the designated heavy transport and storage area. Our ground crew guides the swinging giant with heavy ropes, ensuring it lands perfectly onto the waiting flatbed transport truck. The massive bronze structure touches down on the reinforced trailer with a heavy thud, shaking the ground beneath our boots. We have successfully conquered the first propeller, but the majestic princess still has another massive bronze giant waiting for us. The crew immediately begins resetting the diamond wire cutting machine, preparing to repeat the grueling process on the starboard side. Fresh diamond wire is spooled onto the cutting wheels, guaranteeing maximum cutting efficiency for the second extremely thick bronze shaft. The water cooling system is repositioned, and the heavy cutting platform is securely bolted into its new location under the hull. Once again, the machine roars to life, pulling the sharp diamond wire deep into the stubborn metal of the second propeller. The familiar golden slurry begins to flow, marking the steady progress of our advanced cold cutting technology against the bronze. While the wire cuts, our hydraulic hammers launch a final assault on the remaining internal support structures of the rudder system. Last massive chunks of the steering mechanism are violently ripped from the hull, crashing loudly onto the sandy beach. Our magnet excavator works overtime, continuously clearing the heavy steel debris to maintain a completely safe and organized work zone. The sheer destructive power of these heavy machines perfectly complements the precise and surgical nature of the diamond wire saw. As the sun begins to set, casting a warm orange glow over the shipyard, the second cut nears its completion. The crane is attached to the second propeller, holding the immense weight steady as the wire slices through the center. With a final burst of speed, the diamond wire severs the remaining bronze, freeing the second massive propeller from the ship. The crane lifts the second golden giant into the air, its polished surface reflecting the beautiful colors of the sunset. Both of these legendary propulsion systems have now been successfully removed, marking a massive victory for our dedicated demolition crew. The flatbed truck slowly drives away, carrying the incredibly valuable bronze scrap to the recycling facility for processing and melting. We now turn our attention to the gaping holes left behind in the stern where the mighty propellers once operated. The hydraulic hammer moves in to crush the exposed steel shafts, breaking them down into smaller and more manageable pieces. Sparks illuminate the darkening beach as the hammer violently shatters the brittle cast steel components hidden deep inside the hull. The magnet excavator sweeps the area one last time, ensuring no valuable scrap metal is left buried in the sand. Looking at the dismantled stern, it is hard to believe this massive vessel once dominated the oceans with incredible power. Our team has successfully completely neutralized the mechanical heart of the majestic princess, leaving only the empty steel shell behind. The combination of brute hydraulic force and precise diamond cutting technology proved to be the perfect strategy for this operation. We have safely extracted tens of thousands of pounds of high-quality maritime bronze without causing any dangerous environmental hazards. The cold cutting method ensured that the metal remained completely pure and ready for immediate recycling into new industrial products. As darkness falls over the beach, our heavy machinery finally powers down, bringing an end to a highly successful workday. The crew gathers around the remaining scrap piles, exhausted but incredibly proud of the massive dismantling job they accomplished today. Tomorrow we will return to tackle the upper decks, but tonight we celebrate our victory over the massive underwater systems. The sheer scale of ship demolition requires constant innovation, and today our advanced techniques proved their immense value and efficiency. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey deep into the mechanical belly of the legendary Majestic Princess cruise ship. If you enjoyed witnessing this massive industrial takedown, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more extreme demolition content. This has been another epic episode of Demolition Worker, and we will see you next time for more heavy destruction.